YouTube channel. I'm Ashabi, a YouTuber based in Nigeria. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you are not new, welcome back. So in this video, I'll be showing you what chewing dart is and how chewing dart is done. Chewing dart is basically the process of creating dart bulk, and that bulk is actually that triangular thingy you see at the edge of your dart leg. Let's just get into the video. So in this particular video, you'll be needing a basic BODICE pattern. If you did not know how to draft a basic BODICE pattern, please check out my video on how to draft a basic BODICE pattern. It's very simple and easy. You need paper tape, you need a tracing wheel. I'm actually using a fondant cutter, but it does the job well. You need eraser, you need pencil, you need scissors, you need mathematical sets, you need your tape measure, and you need a supply of A4 paper. I basically like to have all these things around because I do not want to look for anything, so it makes my work faster. So now I'm just going to place my paper and my basic BODICE pattern on each other. I'm going to tape it on it. So in this particular video, I'll be moving my shoulder dart to the side seam. If you do not know how I pivot my darts, or if you do not know how to pivot darts, please check out my video on how to pivot darts. The link is in the description of this video. So I'll basically be tracing out from the neckline, and then I'm marking the edge of where my the first leg of my shoulder dart. I'll be marking that out. I'm trying to zoom it in for you guys to see, and I'll be tracing it again to make the lines a little bit thicker. So I'm just tracing that in. I'm trying to remove the paper tape, and now this is the part where I want to pivot the dart again. So I'm going to pivot the dart by moving it to the side seam. I've actually closed the dart that was there before, and I'm moving the extra parts from the other part of the shoulder down to the side seam. As usual, I like to make my videos slow because I want you guys to see the entire process. I want you guys to see the details, and I want you guys to know that this is not magic. This is actually not magic. So I'm just tracing it to the side seam, the point I actually want the dart to be. I had already marked it on my basic BODICE pattern, so it makes it easy for me not to forget where the point is. I'm just trying to mark that out, and then I'm marking my bust points because that's the point that is the same all over. Now I'm going back to my waist dart, not my shoulder, my waist dart, and I'm going to my waist dart remains the same, so I'm just going to trace the back up the way it is. If you've seen that video on how to pivot that, you understand what I'm doing here. So it's actually very easy and it's very simple. Okay, so now the other dart is created already. Now we have our side seam dart, and then we have our waist dart. So you can see how it looks when I trace it out. I'm going to trace it again because I like my lines thick. It makes it easy for anyone that is actually seeing the pattern to understand what I'm doing, and also it beautifies the lines. Like, it makes it look beautiful, it makes the pattern look beautiful. So that's why I trace like twice or sometimes 3 times. So I'm actually going to roll from the bust point to the waist. That's the way it actually is on my basic bodice pattern. I'm doing that. And then I'll be doing the same thing for my side seam. You can see, because of the basic bodice pattern already has the darts through, that's why you can see that extension there. But I'm actually going to erase that out later in the video because I want you guys to see how to achieve that. This triangular thing at the edge is actually the dart bulk. And the process of doing that, like I said earlier, is training of that. So how I created that curve at the edge, that's what we are going to do in this video. Now there's actually a trick I learned that I'm actually going to show you guys now, because training that shows you and tells you the direction that your dart goes, but people don't really know. So in this video I'll actually show you the theory behind that direction and how to create your dart bulk. So now, if you want, wherever you want your dart to go, if you want your dart to come out like the way it is in this video, you have to move from your side seam to the center front. You have to move from your side seam to the center front. Now if you want your side seam dart to come down when you are folding it, you have to move from the waist upwards to the armholes direction, from the waist side upwards to the armhole direction. So that is actually what is going to make the dart come down on the side seam area. I hope you guys understand that way. So I'm actually going to do it now. If you want your dart to go in, because there are sometimes you want the dart bulk to go in, you don't want the dart bulk to show, but you want it to go in like a diamond shape, you have to move from your center front into the side seam area. The same applies for the side seam too. If you want it to go in, you go from the armhole side inward to the waistline. So now I'll be showing you guys how to do that. You have to pick up your tracing wheel. Like I said, I'm using a fondant cutter in this video. You can see the pack. It's actually a fondant cutter. So I'm just going to show you guys the reason why I like this fondant cutter. It has 3 edges. There's the first edge, there's the round one that's actually flat, and there's this big one with so many curves. So I can actually just choose to change the mouth or the teeth depending on what you choose to call it. But this kind of thing does not really work with our normal regular tracing wheel, so I can just choose to switch this on up because of whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm working on. So I could just change it to anything I like. So that's the good thing about using a fondant cutter. It's not as if there's anything so different, but it just does the job well and almost as effective as using a tracing wheel. So now I'm actually going to fold the direction of the paper. Now I'm moving it from the side to the center front because I want it to come out like the way it is in this paper. You can watch how I'm folding. I'm folding from that line. I had issues. I remember when I first started learning pattern making, I had issues with this folding, but along the line you get used to it. So it's actually very simple. Just take it easy on your paper and relax. It's going to obey. The paper is going to obey. That's its duty to obey. So if you're having issues around this side, you just pull it out like the way I'm doing in this video. I'm actually going to pull it out. You can see I'm pulling it out. Then it just has to relax because of the bust area. That's why it's going to fold in. So you just pull it out till you feel it's actually straight enough, or you think it's actually straight enough, and there you go. Now you can see the lines actually meeting each other on this particular bodice pattern. So I'm going to go in with the tracing wheel and I'm going to trace that line that is meeting each other, the line on the waist. So I'm going to trace it. Just trace it slowly and consistently. You can choose to trace it once, twice, as many times as you want, as long as you get the job done. So you can, the mark is actually already there on the paper. I think I actually did not really like that the mark was not really showing enough, but I had to do it over and over again. So you can see it's actually having that mark that is very, very obvious. I wanted the mark to be so obvious in the camera. So it has the mark already. So the mark, you can see, with the mark you can see it's already coming out. I'm just going to cut it out using the mark. And there I have my dart bulk already, and I've actually just trued the darts. Now for the side seam, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do this side seam. You can see the extension now because of how I folded. Now because I want the darts from the side seam to come down, I'm actually going to tape that side back. We need to take that side back, and I don't even know why I'm cutting that part again. You don't need to cut it again, but I just felt probably because I saw a little bit of excess of paper there, that's why I cut it. But you do not really need to cut it because it's not the same way it was when I actually cut it the first time. Now if you notice something, the direction of this dart is going towards the side. So if you want your side to go towards the center front, to fold towards the center front, what you have to do is just fold it from the center front to the side seam. So that way to go from the fold will come from the center front to the side seam, and to give you opposite of what I actually did in this video. But because of I wanted the dart bulk out, that's why I did it this way. Now because I want the dart bulk out again on the side seam, I'm going to fold it from the waistline, like I said before, from the waistline direction to the armhole or arm sky, whatever you feel comfortable with. You fold it upwards. Just keep calm with your paper. It's actually going to do the work. Yeah. And then like we did in the around the waistline, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to just pull it out till it aligns, and then I'm going to go in with the tracing wheel and I'm going to trace that line. Now you can actually see the direction. I wanted to show you guys the direction. You can see it's actually coming downwards. So that's what the kind of effect I wanted on this particular outfit. That's why I said if you want, it depends on what you want, and that's what you want is going to determine the direction of where the darts will go to. And I basically explained how you can determine your direction. So I'm just going to trace it like I did on the waistline. I'm tracing that now, and then I'm just going to cut it out with my paper scissors. I'm going to just cut it out. So that's basically it. You can see it. We've actually created that bulk, and we have actually just trued the darts. So it's actually very simple, very easy, and something you can just do to know your darts direction. Now, if you liked this video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to drop a comment in the comment section. I want to see your comments in the comment section. I want to know what you think about my videos, and if you have other ideas about my videos, please drop it in the comment section. I love you all.